that? I can't hear you. Currently listening to David Guetta whilst I'm underwater. I mean, welcome to Aquanox Deep Descent. I actually said to Con and Pete whilst I was playing, I looked at the reviews on Steam. A lot of them are bad, or negative should I say. And I said, don't review a game before you've played like an hour or two. Definitely not. I'm doing the exact same thing, but there's one reason I'm doing it, because this game is so bad. It's another one of them things that I'm noticing is becoming a really common practice now. A lot of the games I am playing in recent times, the concept is there and they've done a really good job with the concept, but the execution is just abysmal. And I mean, this is bad. I'm in a submarine and I'm allowed to like hyper jump by using this special gate thing. Hyper jumping is for space. Like I literally like traveled through to wherever I was going, like this different area, and I had to use this gate thing. There was essentially just hyper jumping, but I was doing it underwater instead of in space. I noticed several times throughout my hour on this game that the AI decide to shoot through walls, and the friendly AI can shoot through your submarine ship thing to attack other enemies. And not only that, I'm not fully bashing the game. There was one thing that stood out. The art design. It feels as though a lot of the budget for this game went into the art design because it does look good. And then there are different types of enemies, but it takes a little while to actually encounter different types. The objectives were very samey, and I can't stand copy-paste, rinse and repeat stuff. Especially, like, I don't mind it every now and then in a game, but right out of the gates? No, thank you. I literally jumped in, and the first mission, I skipped the tutorial. I just wanted to jump in at the deep end. No pun intended, because we're underwater, but I jumped in. First mission is to follow someone. Then literally after you followed this person and you've made it to what they call the dock or the tupelag or whatever they called it, you make it there, and then you come back out of there. Your next mission is to escort a ship. And then after that, what do you have to do? You're back to following. I'm not going to sit there and put hours and hours into a game where I'm just constantly follow, escort, follow, escort, follow, escort. Oh, kill these enemies in between. Follow, escort, follow, escort. I'm not doing it. This game has no gameplay sort of structure around it. It doesn't feel like you're deep underwater. There's not many different types of fish that you see. The fish aren't scared of your ship. You can fly, like I say fly, you can go straight through a fish. It'll just disappear in the middle of your screen because they don't move out of the way. There's absolutely no immersion to this game at all. You have to manually go and pick up like resources and stuff that are dropping off enemies. You have to, every single sort of like resource salvage like wreckage you find, you have to scan it before you can salvage the parts. It gets very repetitive, like really quickly, a lot faster than any game in this world should. But the thing that stood out to me the most, like I was fighting, as you would have seen right at the beginning of this video, I was fighting these robotically enhanced like sharks. And there's fucking EDM music playing in the background. I'm not at a 90s rave listening to David Guetta, like taking LSD and all this sort of stuff. I don't want to trip whilst I'm playing this game. The music is far too upbeat. You would not hear, or you would not see in the credits of a Jaws movie, David Guetta for some of the music in the film. It doesn't make any sense to initiate combat listening to EDM music. This is so bad. Like the design choices for this game in most parts, the dialogue is horrible. Some of the HUD, like when you're in these little docking stations, it's so bland and boring. There's just not a lot to it at all. The characters just seem like awful. I don't know. It's definitely like I have to thank the developers for giving me a key. I mean, I would have loved to have given this a good review. I was looking forward to playing it. I thought it was going to be along the lines of like Subnautica or something, but no. And I was playing on easy and still getting shredded. But also, I read through a review on Steam, and someone said even if you play the game on hard, because it's available to play in co-op, and apparently there's online PvP. The only options I saw at the main menu were new campaign, so I don't know how that works. But basically, I read that no matter what difficulty you choose, like there's no difficulty changes, there's no adjusting in the difficulty for the playing in co-op. So you can play on hard difficulty, struggle a little bit by yourself, get a friend to come and jump in the campaign with you, and it's really easy because there's no changes. So it looks as though they simply just added a mode where you can invite a friend or a couple of friends or whatever. I don't even know how many players can play. But this game, they are charging £25 for it. It's currently 10% off. I think that's a launch discount. So it's £22.50. I'm sorry, it's not worth that at all. I'm giving this game, I'm going to give it a rating. I know I didn't put a lot of time into it, but I can tell the structure of the game without playing a long time. A lot of you would be able to if you played the game. But I'm going to give it a 3. I did enjoy it at first, but then literally the first mission you see, like you have to follow this guy called Ishmael. You see him trying to kill an enemy by shooting through a wall, and the wall is a solid object, so his bullets don't go through. And like the sound effects are quite bad, but I did like the art design and I did enjoy my time. I was sat there laughing. I had fun with it, even though it was fun for a bad reason. I wasn't having fun because the game was good. I was having fun because of the poor design choices in music choice and the abilities and stuff, because none of it really feels good. So 3 out of 10 from me. I just don't get it. There are so many games nowadays that are heavily overpriced, and I mean, the only game I know as of late that hasn't put a lot of money into the art design is Fast and Furious Crossroads, because they spent all their money on voice acting. But it's either voice acting, art design. There's not a lot of a budget that goes into the actual gameplay side of it, and it's bad. They're video games. They're supposed to be designed for the gameplay experience, and they're just not anymore. But yeah, in my opinion, 3 out of 10. I'm glad I didn't stream it because the stream wouldn't have lasted long. But I'll be back with other games. I will see you soon. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.